You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Right now at 7, President Trump's disapproval rating jumps to 59% in a new poll, the highest level since January 2021 after the Capitol attack. Also, a terrifying moment on a roller coaster where a couple helps a rider hold on and stay safe.
Also, we're going to see a very beautiful day and a very beautiful week. More details about your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm meteorologist Donna Lukeef. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday. I know we've talked about it this morning, but we have really appreciated the fall back, that extra hour of sleep. You would never think about how much that would help, but it's made me have a much better Monday morning.
Yes, I agree. I mean, that extra hour of sleep felt so good, especially after that sugar crash you probably had from Halloween. It was just nice to have that extra hour of sleep, I would say.
You know, Halloween has a lot of thrills, but some people had a not so good thrill when 2 riders are recounting what they say was a terrifying experience on a roller coaster in Kansas City, Missouri. Grace Smith spoke with a couple who say they helped a girl when her safety harness failed.
When we turned around and started helping her, the only thing I could think of was what if this was my daughter?
This is Chris and Cassie Evans, who say mid-ride on the Mamba, the unexpected happened.
The girl sitting behind my wife just lets out this blood-curdling scream like I've never heard before.
It's a picture that tells a horrifying story.
I assumed maybe it's her first time, whatever. And then she said, my seatbelt came undone.
I have my hands on her blades.
The couple immediately reached over to help, doing what they could to keep her inside the ride.
A pretty big gap between her and the lap bar. So at this point I'm seeing huge space, no seatbelt. And I looped my arm underneath the lap bar and I'd grabbed a hold of her wrist. My wife was pushing down on her legs.
As season ticket holders, they know the Mamba well and knew the twists and turns up ahead.
As we crested each hill, or as we started to go up to the top, I recognized that it was going to lift her out of her seat. So I kind of shifted our positions to, instead of hold her, to push down on her whole body to keep her from coming out of the seat.
It worked. The couple say they managed to keep her inside the ride until it stopped. They say they then went to report the incident.
We were assured that the ride was closed down for an inspection for the remainder of the evening by management.
A park spokesperson confirms to KCTV5 they shut the ride down immediately after the incident. A team inspected it thoroughly before reopening it later that evening. They say the Mamba has a multi-layered restraint system and operated safely since then. They also add the Mamba has, quote, undergone a comprehensive safety review, and they implemented modifications requested by the fire marshal.
My whole thought after the incident is, what if it had been somebody else in our seats? What if it was her friends? They could have had a drastically different outcome.
The couple said they did not get a chance to talk with the girl after the incident, but they are trying to connect with her family. That sounds just absolutely terrifying.
Yes, it is. I mean, as I've gotten older, I've realized I don't like roller coasters all that much.
Me neither.
I used to love them, but I just cannot get on them anymore.
I can't even do the little kitty ones, so you won't catch me on that.
No, but I mean, if you're outside just getting out and ready and you're outside, we're doing roller coasters this past summer. I mean, it's going to feel almost like summer. Let's take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. It's not quite like summer at this very moment. However, it is going to start warming up this week, maybe to the beginning parts of summer. But look at that beautiful sunrise out there in downtown Pittsburgh. It looks really nice. The sun's starting to pop up over there. It's a little cool, but it's going to start warming up. 7th and Range Line, same thing. Look at those beautiful colors. I just love it out here in the Midwest when the sun rises or the sun sets. There's just so many colors to just really enjoy just the beauty of the skies. 20th and Range Line is getting pretty busy out there, but not too bad. And actually, why I'm saying not too bad is because look at the fog tracker. There's no fog out there. Clear skies. It's going to be like that pretty much all day. So if you're getting out there doing what you got to do for this morning, it's going to be very clear and also very sunny. And let's talk about why. So our future track we have some southerly winds that are going to be coming up and bringing in a little bit of warmer air for us, clear skies throughout pretty much the rest of the day and into the afternoon and evening. So maybe a few spotty clouds up there, but nothing really to worry about. Very beautiful Monday afternoon and also into the evening as well. So take a look at those temperatures at this moment. Like I said, on the cooler side, about 48 there in Joplin. You guys are a little bit cooler out there, about 37 there in Yates Center and Chanute. So, but those are definitely going to warm up as the day progresses. So planning your day, 43 degrees as you're getting out the door for the kids, then 66 degrees as you're heading home. So it's definitely going to start warming up, clear sunny skies, up to about 66 degrees by 3 p.m. But I'll have your complete forecast coming up.
Donald, thanks. A woman has been released from the hospital after being hit by a vehicle while families trick-or-treated in Joplin. About 7 p.m. on Friday night, reports came in of a pedestrian being struck by a vehicle in the Eastmoreland neighborhood. Witnesses say a vehicle drove towards trick-or-treaters crossing the road, with an adult woman pushing children out of the way before she was struck. Chad Davis was cited on City of Joplin charges for DWI for drugs, no valid driver's license, and failure to yield. On Saturday, a judge issued a felony warrant for his arrest, and he's now being held on a $100,000 bond. The pedestrian was talking while on scene and transported stable to an area hospital where she's since been released. New DUI sentencing guidelines go into effect in Oklahoma. The definition of aggravated DUI will make it a felony under certain circumstances. If the driver causes any kind of motor vehicle accident, there is a child in the vehicle, or is driving at high speeds, it will result in jail time. While being homeless in Joplin isn't a crime, city leaders say the trend in the illegal dropping off of transients in the city soon could be. A proposed ordinance in Joplin would make it illegal to intentionally drop off homeless people within city limits. The city council passed a first reading of the bill at their last meeting. City officials say they've documented cases where people from other communities were dropped to Joplin, adding strain to local shelters and resources. Cherokee County residents may be finding it tougher than ever to find essential groceries. There are now only 2 grocery stores located within the entire county, Harps in Baxter Springs and the Apple Market in Columbus. This especially impacts those who really rely on WIC benefits, since they cannot use those benefits past state lines.
They have to try to find a grocery store within Kansas that helps them to be able to utilize those benefits. For some, that can be a significant strain because they may have to drive in excess of 30 to 40 miles to be able to get to one of those grocery stores that have those benefits.
In addition, the Cherokee County Health Department says they're concerned people will feel compelled to rely on unhealthy options going forward for nutrition. 15.7% of the county population experiences food insecurity. That's according to Hunger Free Kansas. This is the last weekend of campaigning for candidates running for governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general in Virginia. Lehman Bridgman caught up with the Republican candidates as they campaigned in Ablington on Saturday.
Virginia Republican Party leaders gathered in Abingdon to support the Republican ticket, including candidates for governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general.
We're gonna win next Tuesday!
The ticket was confident they'll find themselves on the winning side come Tuesday, touting the state's successes under the Youngkin administration.
You hired me, you hired Winsome, you hired Glenn to turn it around.
According to the most recent poll by Roanoke College, Jason Miyares is the only Republican candidate currently leading their Democratic counterparts. On stage, Miyares spoke on the controversy surrounding his opponent, Jay Jones, and the violent text messages he sent about the then Republican House Speaker.
Those children I basically have seen and known since they were born. So has Jay Jones. These were not strangers. This is a real husband and father that he served with, that he wanted to see 2 bullets in his head.
John Reed, the Republican candidate for lieutenant governor, spoke on issues like education and the economy.
Same thing I've said no matter what town I'm in. If you send me to the Capitol, my promise to you is that I will be the reasonable man that you have been looking for.
Winsome Earl Sears, the Republican candidate for governor, again promised to reduce taxes and asked for the Southwest Virginia vote.
We need our attorney general in, yes. We need our lieutenant governor, John Reed, in. And I humbly ask you to vote for me this November.
President Trump's disapproval ratings are climbing. In a new Washington Post ABC News poll, the president's disapproval rating jumped to 59%. That level has not been seen since a week after the attack on the Capitol in January 2021. The latest survey polled more than 1,700 adults. The poll also found that 61% see the Republican Party as out of touch with their lives. Also, 64% of those polled said President Trump is going too far in trying to expand the power of the presidency. In Ohio, a new congressional map is drawing sharp criticism and reshaping the state's political landscape. Friday, the Redistricting Commission approved new boundaries that strengthen Republican control. Kevin Landers reports.
Our redistricting process remains deeply flawed, lacking fairness, collaboration, and transparency that true representation demands.
Despite efforts to change the minds of the members of the Ohio Redistricting Commission,
this isn't a compromise, it's a threat.
Politicians cannot be involved in drawing district lines.
Members of the public tried but failed to stop the newly drawn redistricting map from going forward, arguing it lacks fairness, collaboration, and transparency.
If you wanted to correct the maps and do the right thing, you would have 8 seats that reflected Republican views and 7 that reflected Democratic views.
In the end, the commission voted 7-0 to accept the map that gave Republicans a 12-3 advantage, up from the current 10 seats held by Republicans. The new redistricting map puts Democrat Greg Landsman's Democratic-leaning district into a slightly Republican-leaning one and makes Democratic Representative Marcy Kaptur's already Republican-tilting district more Republican. Democrat Amelia Strong Sykes' district gives hers a slightly Democratic lean. Democrats say it was better than the alternative of possibly losing seats.
The options were eliminate all 3 of their members of Congress or maintain their ability to run and win in 2026. We chose to make sure that Democrats can run and win in all 3 of the targeted districts.
Republicans, aware that a referendum on the map could have delayed the process even further, say it was not a factor in having the vote now.
Both sides got some of what they want, and both sides had to give up something as well. So I think that's a good signal that we send to the state, and I think that's one of the benefits.
And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, the Joplin Association for the Blind joins us to talk about an upcoming fundraiser. And later, bowlers in Carthage are striking and giving back to the Carthage community. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Welcome back. I'm joined with Stephanie from the Joplin Association for the Blind. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
I know it's a little bit early, but you guys have a really exciting fundraiser coming up later this week. Is that right?
Yes, we have this one annually, and we also have another one in the spring, but this is our annual Chilean soup feed. So
amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about what that will look like?
Well, we hope it'll look like we're pretty full and people are coming, you know, and helping support the organization. And, you know, we do a lot of things with the money, especially our low vision center. And that's really something that is needy in the Joplin area. You know, it is so needed by individuals who are losing their eyesight. So we're just happy to be able to do it.
Amazing. So it sounds like you guys are going to have some great food options for people as well who may be interested.
We're going to have chili, and then we're going to have vegetable soup, or we'll also have a vegetarian vegetable as well. And then their dessert and their drink, all for $8, and children are $4.
Well, sounds like a great deal. Amazing. So it sounds like this is the annual event you were telling us about.
Yes.
How long have you guys been doing this for?
Well, they've been doing it for a lot longer than I've been there, but but I've been involved for the last 36 years. So it's been going on for a very long time.
A very long and beloved tradition,
yes,
it sounds like.
Yes.
What's the community response been like to this over the years?
I have people calling, now when is your next fundraiser? You know, so they always look forward to it, it seems like. So, you know, if we can just keep the weather, you know, down a little cooler so that people will want that chili and soup, that'll be great. And we also have a silent auction along with this as well.
Amazing. You were telling us a little bit earlier about, how these funds help support you guys. Can you tell us a little bit more about, the organization and how this will help you guys out?
Yeah, and the organization has been around since 1923, which is a very long time. And we have developed a low vision resource center where they can come in and get some enhancement with magnification, those types of things for, the individuals that need just a little more help.
Yes.
With their glasses, maybe just not enough. But magnification, electronics, those types of things, this is what it helps us be able to help the community do.
Amazing. Well, just before we head out, can you tell us when and where and what time this is going to be?
I sure can. It's going to be at the Joplin Association for the Blind at 311 South Schifferdecker. That's 4th and Schifferdecker. And it's going to be from 11 in the morning until 7 in the evening. We do like a lunch, 11 to 2, 4 to 7 for dinner, but any time in between there we would serve. And we do have carry out available, and you can call 417-623-5721.
And this is happening this Thursday?
This Thursday, November 6th.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like so great, like a great event. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having us.
We'll be right back.
And if you like the chilly weather is actually going to be holding off. Taking a look at downtown Joplin right now, it is a little bit on the cooler side, but it is very beautiful out there. The beautiful sunrise, nice colors out there. What I meant by chilly, if you're hungry for it, you might have to wait because it's going to be a pretty nice week. It's going to be up. It's not going to really be chilly weather this week, but also looking at 7th and range line as well. Look at that beautiful sky out there, clear as very nice again for 20th and range line. It is looking like a really nice day. And also I want to bring up the fact that the fog tracker shows pretty much almost no fog whatsoever. So if you're driving into work, it's going to be clear, no fog whatsoever on the roads. But still, drive careful. You never know. People can be driving still a little bit reckless out there, but just be smart. But today is going to be very nice out. Taking a look at Monday at noon, we're going to have those southwesterly winds bringing in some nice warm air, very clear out there, not really much clouds out in the sky at all. That's going to continue through the afternoon and into the evening as well. But probably about 11 o'clock, we could see some spotty clouds, but mostly clear this evening. And that trend will continue through Tuesday morning as well. You see about Tuesday morning, about 5 a.m., south winds are going to be bringing in a nice warm air, but there is going to be a dry front that is going to start pushing through Tuesday that will drop temperatures down just a little bit, but not too much. And pretty much through Tuesday, there's that front I was talking about that could bring in some clouds, but no rain associated with this. It is going to be a dry front. Then by about Tuesday afternoon into the evening into Wednesday morning, it dries. It's going to be dry again. No clouds. You're going to be waking up. It's going to feel pretty good out there. And that trend is going to continue through Wednesday as well. But we are going to see a shift in the winds there. It is going to be coming from the north, but it's still going to be nice and dry and clear through Wednesday as well. Maybe just a little bit of wind, but nothing really to worry about. All right, so starting your day, 8 a.m., 48 degrees. It is going to get up to about 60 at 11, and then sunny skies all through your morning when you're out doing your morning errands. All right, for today at noon, 62 degrees. Get up to about 66 at noon, sunny skies. It's going to feel really nice outside. A little bit like fall, but not too bad. Southwest winds 5-10 miles an hour, so really nice day out there. And that trend is going to continue through the evening as well. We're going to get down to about 50 degrees. Like I said, sunny skies, going to be clear overnight, about 51 and 10 p.m. So, like I said, there's not a lot of weather going on right now, but the weather for nice days look really good. Look at this, very beautiful week. We're going to see possibly 75 on Thursday. This is looking more-ish like summer-ish, sorry. And then Friday, we are going to see a front that is going to come in, maybe bring some isolated showers associated with that. That drops the temperatures down just a little bit on Saturday. And then by Monday, we get back to those fall-like temperatures. As you can see, we're going to see low 50s the rest of the week. But this week looks really nice. I'm really looking forward to this nice weather. And then Friday, like I was saying, a front will come in, drop those temperatures back down for the weekend. And then Sunday through the rest of the week, still nice and sunny possibly, but a little bit on the cooler side. That is a look at your full weather. More news coming up.
A Rhode Island woman has come up with a solution for busy pet owners who need a hand getting their dogs or cats to the vet or anywhere else. Sam Reed shows us the rideshare service that's meant exclusively for pets.
For Leslie DeMona of Smithfield, her new bus business is everything she's ever dreamed of.
I thought that's got to be the best job ever.
And more.
Literally within a month, I had my business all registered. I had the van purchased.
On the outside, the big, beautiful bus is quite eye-catching with pictures of pooches personal to her family.
At red lights, I see little kids pointing to the doggy bus.
But on the inside, things are even better because her passengers have 4 legs instead of 2.
This is purely transportation.
Good boy.
I do not put people on my bus. She's gonna. It is simply for the pets. I do take cats as well, as long as they're in a carrier.
We could go for a ride. Leslie just launched the doggy bus. It's basically Uber, but only for animals.
Everybody has a really busy schedule, and so I thought that would be really cool to be able to pick them up, take them to their destination, and return them home later.
Using a QR code and a scheduling app, people can reserve rides for their pets.
You would load up your information, the pet's information, the date, time, where do you want to go. I approve the ride, and I show up at your door.
Then, for a reasonable fee, she safely transports them around Rhode Island and into Massachusetts if need be.
Every dog gets their own seat, their own harness, their own restraint. There are no crates. I want the dogs to be comfortable as if they're going for a ride with mom and dad.
12 dogs can be seated at a time.
Good girl!
Though things can get noisy, Leslie says she enjoys every minute.
I love the idea that every day I get up and I get to play with dogs and take them to different appointments.
With a background in higher education, she saw a ride-share solution to a possible pet problem.
You might have a late meeting, you might be a single mom and not be able to get that dog to that appointment on time, and even the elderly, right, disabled.
Having the support of local groomers like All for Paws has made a meaningful impact.
It's been a fantastic reaction. People are very interested in it and really want to know more about it.
Certainly a dream job. And now here's Donald with a quick look at weather.
Yeah, it's taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. Really nice out there. Really clear skies. That'll lead to a nice sunny day. That trend will continue through the rest of the week. I'll have your full complete forecast coming up. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:32. I'm Samantha Walker. With the fallback of an hour for daylight saving time, first responders are giving tips to stay safe at home. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
With colder temperatures rolling in and the changing of the clock, local fire personnel want to remind folks to check their smoke alarms to safely begin heating their homes.
The main thing that we concern with life safety is going to be smoke detectors. We always recommend checking batteries and smoke detectors once a month, but whenever we do daylight savings times, we'd recommend changing those batteries, making sure they're still good.
With many people using a fireplace or a wood stove for heating, the fire department also gave tips to stay safe while doing so.
It's getting chimney time, a fireplace, wood stoves. Make sure your chimney, get it cleaned out. Make sure it's clean, that soot's not building up in there, causing chimney fires or flue fires in the future.
Reddings Mill Fire Department says that awareness is the best type of prevention, and having a plan could save you or someone else's life.
But that's really the meat and potatoes of the fire service, is trying to prevent those catastrophes or those incidents from happening. And the more that we can prevent or inform people what to do in case something happens, the better outcome for the residents it is, and also for the fire service as well.
Reporting in Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Reddings Mill Fire also says that if you use a space heater in your home, make sure things are out of range of contacting it to prevent a potential fire. Now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
Well, you won't have to use the space heater this week because it's going to be pretty nice and warm, maybe at nighttime, but during the day you can definitely keep it off. Taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now, very beautiful, clear skies, a little bit of a spider web right there. Halloween is over, but is Halloween ever actually over? We're just waiting till Halloween next year now. However, though, it's still, like I said, 7th and Rangeline, it's looking really good out there, clear skies. And that trend is going to pretty much continue through the day as well. Same thing for 20th and Rangeline. People are out there doing their morning routines, going to get their coffee. Kids are starting to go to school on this beautiful day. And take a look at the fog tracker. No fog at all. I mean, just a little bit, 9.9, but that's really pretty much nothing. As you're getting out the door and driving to work, clear roads. It's going to be a nice drive to work. All right, let's take a look at the future track here. So Monday at noon, we're going to see southwesterly winds bringing up that nice warmer air. It's going to be very dry and also very nice and clear out there through Monday afternoon. Trend is going to continue through the evening, Monday at 8 p.m. Same thing, going to be very dry and clear. We could see some spotty clouds up there overnight, but nothing really to worry about. Taking a look at those current temperatures right now, still a little bit on the cooler side. Yates Center, 37 degrees. Bonita, about 40 degrees. Miami, about 42. Joplin, you're up to 48. So we're definitely warming up today, and that's actually going to continue through the day as well. We're going to see about 66 degrees with sunny skies, but I'll have your full and complete forecast coming up.
Thanks, Donald. The Thanksgiving spirit is starting early in Carthage with a fall event that put a fun twist on giving back. Local bowlers hit the lane Sunday for a Win a Turkey, Give a Turkey tournament, supporting Carthage Crosslines and Butterball's efforts to provide turkeys to families in need this holiday season. The 3-game tournament rewarded skill and generosity, with the bowler who scored the most strikes taking home a cash prize. In Baxter Springs, Tractor Supply hosted a special Hometown Heroes Farmers Market event this weekend, honoring local first responders while supporting area vendors. 8 to 10 local farmers and makers set up outside the store, selling homemade goods and handcrafted items. The Baxter Springs Fire Department also joined in the fun, bringing a fire truck for a Touch a Truck experience for kids. The holiday season kicked off in Joplin this weekend with the Joplin Expo Holiday Market, bringing big crowds and dozens of local makers under one roof. Around 70 vendors set up for the 2-day event, offering handmade gifts, holiday decor, boutique items, and seasonal treats. Families also got the chance to snap pictures with Santa, while roaming artists added festive fun throughout the expo. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, federal judges ordered the government to use emergency funds for food stamp benefits. In Consumer Watch, 2 federal judges are ordering the Trump administration to replenish food aid benefits to tens of millions of people across the country. Friday, federal judges in Rhode Island and Massachusetts ruled the government is required to tap into billions of dollars in emergency funds to help pay for food stamp benefits. Both judges rejected the Department of Agriculture's claim that it couldn't use contingency funds during the shutdown. U.S. District Judge John McConnell in Rhode Island said, quote, "The shutdown of the government through funding doesn't do away with SNAP. It just does away with the funding of it." The ruling comes one day before those benefits were set to expire. As the federal government shutdown marks day 34, President Trump, in an interview with CBS News' 60 Minutes, doubled down on his insistence that he will not negotiate with congressional Democrats until the government reopens. This, as a new CBS News poll finds that there's rising concern over the shutdown. The number of Americans who disapprove of the president's handling of the shutdown has also ticked up. There were no major studio new movie releases this Halloween weekend. Drama Regretting You and a horror sequel, Black Phone 2, both topped the box office in North America, though with a disappointing $8 million each. The anime feature Chainsaw Man dropped to the 3rd spot with just $6 million. The dwindling earnings capped off a 27-year low for October movie theater sales, with the exception of the pandemic in 2020, according to ComScore. Small businesses are the backbone of San Diego's tourism economy, and now one local program is helping them thrive. We take you inside the Tourism Accelerator and meet a Hillcrest art studio benefiting from the support.
For 11 years, Studio Door has been a staple in the Hillcrest art community.
The Studio Door likes to give opportunities to artists in all different ways.
The gallery owner, Patrick Stillman, says while running a business comes with challenges,
there's a lot to handle. With the slowing tourism, with the challenging economy, it can be a very lonely experience running a business.
Programs like the Tourism Accelerator help make a difference.
I just was so neighborhood focused, and it really gave me an opportunity to sort of expand my visibility in San Diego.
The program is run by the San Diego Tourism Authority, assisting small underrepresented businesses with marketing, development, mentorship, and how to navigate the tourism industry with monthly educational events.
So it's doing our part to both bring that revenue from our visitor into San Diego, but also support our local residents to make sure that they have what they need to succeed.
Teresa Cunningham says they're welcoming a new group in 2026 to participate in the program. They're looking for businesses that have a focus on environmental sustainability.
And we thought, how can we do our part to help uplift and support those businesses to grow? Just knowing it's such a big part of what makes us special, but also is good for our destination in the long term.
Stillman says anything that supports small businesses helps save small businesses.
It's really easy to let small businesses disappear and then sort of cry about it. Oh, I love that place. And there's nothing you can do once it's gone.
The deadline to apply is November 20th.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
As you're waking up this morning, it's looking and feeling really good out there. Taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh, it feels really good. Look at that, clear skies, blue skies. It's going to look like that all day long. You can see a little bit of a spider web right there. We can't really get to that, but Halloween isn't, it's over now, but we're also looking forward to next Halloween. So that spider is definitely preparing for next Halloween. But the temperatures are going to continue to rise through the day. Look at that 7th and range line, beautiful out there. Not a cloud to see. People are starting to get going in the morning. So that's definitely what you should be doing this today and also through the rest of the week, because the temperatures are going to feel really good. Look at that 20th and range line. Like I said, it's getting a little bit busy out there. Not too bad. Getting out, getting your coffee, getting the kids out to the school bus, going to work. This is a great morning to do that. Wake up and feel really good, because the fog tracker, not really much going on with the fog. 9.7, you can only see about 7. Honestly, all I'm going to say is that it looks really good out there as you're driving. No fog out there, clear skies, and that's going to continue through the day. All right, so let's talk about why we're seeing such beautiful weather today and also this week. So our future track has winds coming out of the southwest. That's going to be bringing in some warmer air today and through the rest of the week as well. We're going to see clear skies, no clouds whatsoever as we push through the day on Monday for today, and that trend is going to continue through Monday night as well. Maybe just a few spotty clouds for some of our area, but again, it's still going to be very clear. However, on Tuesday, there is a dry front that is going to come through. No rain is going to be associated with it, but it will cool things down just a tad bit. Not too much. There's not, like I said, no rain. There's some clouds right there. Winds are going to pick up just a tad bit, but it's going to still be very nice outside. There's that dry front that's going to be pushing through later on into Tuesday, but that's going to start clearing out Wednesday morning. So as you're waking up Wednesday morning, southerly winds again. It's going to feel warm. Again, temperatures maybe hovering around like 70. It could maybe get up to about 72 degrees. And then Wednesday in the afternoon, the winds are going to start shifting from the north, but it's still going to be pretty nice out there. No rain, clear skies, and that's pretty much going to be the trend the entire week and pushing into Thursday as well. You can see winds are coming out of the east, but still no rain, no clouds whatsoever. So for today, 8 a.m., 48 degrees. It's going to be sunny pretty much all morning. By 11 p.m., it's going to be 60 degrees. It's actually going to be sunny even 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. I actually meant to change that, but really nice day for your morning as you're getting out the day, or as you're getting out this morning. So planning your afternoon, we're getting up to about 66 degrees, winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. By 2 o'clock, we'll get to that 66 degree mark, maybe 67, and it really won't cool down by 4 p.m. Just sunny skies throughout the entire day, and your evening looks just as good as well. We'll get down to about 50 degrees, winds out of the south at 5 to 10, And then, like I said, not much change for temperatures. Cools off just a tad bit, but clear skies all through tonight. Taking a look at our 10-day forecast here, look at this. Absolutely beautiful for our entire week up until about Friday. But that's when that dry cold front's going to come in and bring temperatures down just a tad bit. But we could see 75 degrees possibly on Thursday. Unbelievable for this time of the year. Starting off November feels really good right now. And then another front's going to come in on Friday, maybe a small chance of some isolated showers, and that's going to actually cool things down by the weekend. By Sunday, we're going to start getting back into those lower 50s, and we're going to start seeing those fall-like temperatures, possibly another frost and freeze Saturday night and Sunday night, but for the most part, enjoy that nice weather. That's a look at your forecast. More news coming up after the break.
A 15-year-old boy from Troy, Michigan is working to keep up a family tradition. He's trying to become an Eagle Scout, and since the summer, the teen has worked to build an 1830s-style bread oven for his community. Jolie Sherman spoke with the teen, his father, and a community leader in the city.
It's really cool. It's like I built like a little part of like history.
With dreams of becoming an Eagle Scout, 15-year-old Anson Pingree wanted to do something complex.
Like I don't want to like do anything like small, or like I want it to like be like long lasting.
Pingree, who loves history, made this, an 1830s style oven for Troy's historic village.
It's really, really exciting for us.
The village's youth program director, Alex Konechny, says he's always wanted to offer what they call living history at the site.
So that's like when you go to Greenfield Village and there's people like, cooking in the buildings and stuff, right? And so I've had this vision of having, space to do those kinds of things, like, a bread oven for baking bread and things like that.
So the scout got to work. He started the project in July and spent the next 4 months building the oven from the ground up.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
A lot of time and effort, but he had his dad by his side.
I was a Boy Scout. I was an Eagle Scout. My father was an Eagle Scout. My grandfather was an Eagle Scout.
Donations from family and friends helped pay for the project, which came out to $1,300. And on Saturday, the oven was fired up for the first time as people came out to participate in a bread baking class.
So I actually have way more surface area.
The instructor wearing 1830s style clothing and following a bread recipe from that era.
I think they're going to get their hands involved in history. They'll have the ability to actually see how the yeast was made and how the yeast was utilized, with the process and the techniques.
Not only did Jeff Pavlik teach the class, he's also an Eagle Scout and helped with the oven too. A project that supports Troy's historic village in a major way.
Being able to offer programs like this is how we operate. This is how we stay open and serve the community this way.
Seeing him by the oven and the big smile on his face, it just warms my heart.
Certainly a very unique project. Well, here's Donald with a quick look at your weather.
A beautiful sunny morning will lead to a beautiful sunny day, and that trend will continue through the rest of the week. Another check at your forecast coming up.
This is your Wake Up recap for November 3rd, your top stories to start your day. A woman has been released from the hospital after being hit by a vehicle while trick-or-treating in the Joplin's Eastmoreland neighborhood Friday night. Witnesses say she pushed children out of the way before she was struck. The driver, Chad Davis, was cited for DWI drugs and other charges and is now held on a $100,000 bond. New DUI sentencing guidelines go into effect in Oklahoma. The definition of aggravated DUI will make it a felony under certain circumstances. If the driver causes any kind of motor vehicle accident, there's a child in the vehicle, or is driving at high speeds, it will result in jail time. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And we're going to see temperatures start to increase throughout the day. You're going to see sunny skies all morning, get up to about 60 degrees at 11 a.m. And that's going to get up to about 66 by about 3 to 4 p.m. And it's pretty much going to be a very beautiful day, and even into the evening, low about 50, but it's going to be clear skies and a beautiful day today and into the evening and through the rest of the week until about Friday. And then things are going to start cooling off by earlier next week. So we're really going to enjoy this weather, that it's just nicer weather that it's here right now.
Yes, certainly something to kind of appreciate. Well, new research suggests a fossil long thought to be a juvenile T-Rex was actually a different dinosaur. This video shows a T-Rex. The bones come from the dueling dinosaurs collection in North Carolina, originally believed to be a Triceratops and a young T-Rex. But after studying those fossils and more than 200 other Tyrannosaurus bones, researchers say the smaller skeleton was a full-grown Nanotyrannus. The dinosaur was about 18 feet long with longer arms, unlike the T-Rex's short limbs you see here. The findings mean some T-Rex research may need to be reevaluated, since data from the two species may have been mixed. The study was published in the journal Nature.
Wow, that's really cool. I really love dinosaurs. As a kid, I feel like that's what everybody loved growing up. I'm not really sure, but I feel like that's how I felt when I was a kid.
No, I think it's definitely an interesting topic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather at noon. Have a great rest of your morning.